And we are here, the people here today, we are here to say, wait a minute, hold on. Let's look at the data because it doesn't match what you're saying. We are not afraid. We're standing on solid ground, and they need to follow suit.
He is not. And I have challenged him today to send out Toronto bylaw, send out the Toronto police. I am the host. I am the organizer. I want them to exercise the unlawful laws that he has enacted. We can't debate it in the legislature because of Doug Ford. I want to argue it in the court of law.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Toronto. And folks, before I get to my story, if you can, please go to journalistdefensefund.com. If you're able to, make a donation. Sometimes we have to pay bodyguards, sometimes we have to pay lawyers, but it is worth it when it comes to bringing you the other side of the story. Well, I'm in Queen's Park in Toronto on a very rainy Wednesday morning, and any minute now, a trio of speakers will be taking the podium here next to this statue. We have the People's Party of Canada leader, Maxime Bernier. We have lawyer Rocco Galati. And we have MPP Randy Hillier. And I think they might be on their way right now. Now, it's going to be very interesting. Randy Hillier's agenda here is, well, to dare the government to arrest them. This is a outdoor gathering of more than 25 people. And it's very interesting because Randy Hillier, as an MPP, he is, in effect, a lawmaker. Today, he's a lawbreaker. Let's see what these three individuals have to say, and let's see if Randy Hillier gets his wish of being arrested so that he can challenge the Wuhan virus lockdown rules in a court of law.
This is not a protest. This is people gathering together, like-minded people gathering together to demonstrate their commitment to our Constitution, to the concept of rule of law, a representative democracy, and upholding our fundamental freedoms and responsibilities. Those fundamental freedoms and responsibility are ours. It's not theirs. It's not anybody else's. It's ours. And the people who sit in that legislature with me need to understand that their role is to protect our freedoms, our responsibilities, not their paychecks. Right?
Thank you, everybody. I'm very happy to be here. It's a nice day. It's a very nice day because for us, there's no new normal. I'm here with normal people fighting for our rights and our freedoms, and we are saying to the Trudeau government, to the provincial governments all across the country, that we want to be able to see our friends, to see our family without any lockdowns. We want to be able to reopen our businesses. We want our life back. We want our freedom back.
The Constitutional Rights Center stands shoulder to shoulder with Randy Hillier and is protecting the rule of law, the Constitution, and the democracy and democratic institutions. And we also stand shoulder to shoulder with any and everyone who does the same.
Why are we imposing this? Why are we doing this unlawful lockdown? Why are we putting the pressure on? Who are we trying to save? We are discarding our elderly and basically killing them dying of loneliness. And when they needed us the most, we weren't there. We weren't allowed to be there for them. To me, I find this, and especially when I look at the children, with the mask on the children, I see it is, to me, it's nothing less than child abuse. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? And the politicians, and that's why I'm so glad that Randy is taking this stand, because it lets me know that somebody there sees what reality is, what it should be.
Yeah, and Pastor Hildebrand, I was just about to ask you, what brings you out to Toronto's Queen's Park to listen to Randy Hildebrand, Rocco Galati, Maxime Bernier? You've heard them speak. What did you take away from what you heard here today?
Well, we certainly weren't charged. There's no police in sight. That means we can all go home and have our gatherings.
If the government is very serious about these unjust laws, emergency laws which they put in place, why aren't they arresting people right now?
These are not ideas that we can only do one and not the other. We have and we can and we must do both. Freedom and protecting of the elderly and the vulnerable. I could go on at length, because what we've done with the elderly and the vulnerable is nothing short of tragic and travesty.
And what happened right now in Ottawa and in Quebec and here in Toronto, we have politicians that are afraid of the truth. They don't want us to know what is COVID-19. We know that it's a virus, but the biggest virus right now is the socialism. That's the biggest virus. It's very, very, very important that our people all across the country understand that. We have the Trudeau government that is locking down our businesses and after that giving subsidies to businesses, but that's not what entrepreneurs want. What they want to be able to do business. They want to be able to be open.
So is it just a matter of a fear campaign to get the populace to obey these edicts?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's been all along. It's been a social conditioning. It's just trying to see how far they can go with this fear-mongering thing, and that's why they have no ground to stand on. It's driven by fear. They themselves are panicking. Their actions don't match their own data, and we are here. The people here today. We are here to say, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's look at the data because it doesn't match what you're saying. We are not afraid. We're standing on solid ground, and they need to follow suit.
He has not, and I have challenged him today to send out Toronto bylaw, send out the Toronto police. I am the host, I am the organizer. I want them to exercise the unlawful laws that he has enacted. We can't debate it in the legislature because of Doug Ford. I want to argue it in the court of law. And I know he will lose.
Well, there you have it, folks. Some really inflammatory words from Randy Hillier, but it's understandable. There is so much frustration in so many parts of the province right now, given the way we've treated the Wuhan virus and these continued rollbacks into a modified stage 2 lockdown. Alas and alack, Mr. Hillier didn't get his wish. Police or bylaw did not come to arrest him, so he didn't get that opportunity to take a ticket and actually challenge it based on his constitutional and charter rights. But then again, we also had Rocco Galati. He's already served papers on that very regard, and time will tell how that works out. In the meantime, I'm David Menzies for Rebel News here at Queen's Park. Folks, if you can, please visit journalistdefensefund.com and make a donation. Sometimes we have expenses for lawyers, for bodyguards, but it's worth it when it comes to telling you the other side of the story.